Get ready for the action, because we are kicking things off with the booming voice AI market. We are diving deep into the accelerating development of voice AI in smart homes. Find out how this technology is reshaping our living spaces and what the biggest breakthroughs are happening right now that you absolutely cannot miss. Pushes for increased police funding while cutting services, and we examine the dramatic showdown between Assemblymember Carl DeMaio and the Republican Party of San Diego County over voter guides. Plus, we break down the county's massive budget proposal and the growing crisis of homelessness. And finally, prepare for a profound musical journey as we honor a true global icon. We look at the incredible legacy of Totó La Momposina, the voice that carried Colombian Caribbean soul to the world, as she passes away at 85. Her life as an eternal teacher and cultural ambassador will be honored in a massive tribute, and we'll wrap up with what's next in our news cycle. Stay with us. Comprehensive review of worldwide trends indicates a rapid acceleration in the development of the voice AI market, specifically within the smart home sector. This burgeoning intersection of artificial intelligence and home automation is poised to redefine consumer interaction with their living spaces. Industry analysis suggests that voice-activated AI is moving beyond simple command execution to offer more sophisticated, contextual, and personalized home management experiences. Key drivers fueling this growth include advancements in natural language processing, improved device interoperability, and increasing consumer demand for seamless, hands-free control over their environments. Experts predict that the integration of voice AI will become a foundational element of future smart home ecosystems, enabling proactive adjustments to lighting, climate control, security systems, and entertainment. The market is characterized by intense innovation, with companies focusing on enhancing conversational AI capabilities and ensuring robust privacy and security protocols. This trend signals a significant shift towards truly intelligent, responsive, and intuitive domestic technology. Noi Dung Kai Tait, a section of Friendship Park, a former meeting ground for individuals on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border, has become a site for dead sea birds, adding a grim element to the area already affected by water pollution. The U.S. portion of the park, known as Borderfield State Park, remains closed due to contaminated water affecting San Diego and Tijuana's oceans and beaches. Investigations by a state agency concluded that the increased seabird deaths are due to starvation among young birds, caused by higher water temperatures reducing available fish. Another agency deemed the situation not a cause for concern. Park, once a symbol of unity at the border, remains closed due to cross-border sewage issues and is now marred by the presence of dead birds. /N/N in other local news. 3 adults were killed in a shooting at the Islamic Center of San Diego on Monday, and 2 suspects were found dead in a vehicle, reportedly from self-inflicted gunshot wounds. Police are investigating the incident as a potential hate crime due to the location of the mosque, which is the largest in San Diego. Mayor Todd Gloria defended law enforcement, highlighting their performance in public safety. His proposed budget includes increasing the police department's funding while cutting allocations for libraries and recreation centers, a move that drew criticism from council members who questioned the impact on public safety. /N political tensions escalated as Assemblymember Carl DeMaio engaged in a dispute with the Republican Party of San Diego County. DeMaio's allies reportedly took control of the party, leading to the installation of a new chair and the issuance of a Reform California Voter Guide for Republicans. The California Republican Party responded by issuing a letter threatening DeMaio, citing violations of various state laws, with his spokesman attributing the action to the party's desire to discredit his guide due to support for certain candidates. /N regarding county finances. County Chief Administrative Officer Ebony Shelton released a budget proposal emphasizing belt-tightening, relying on approximately $95 million in county reserves to maintain services. The $9.2 billion budget proposal calls for unlocking over $68 million in reserves to support food stamps and health coverage amid federal cuts, along with $20 million for Tijuana River Valley sewage solutions. The plan also includes allocating nearly $25 million for costs associated with Proposition 36, a measure targeting repeat drug and theft offenders. While board members praised staff for balancing the budget, Supervisor Joel Anderson expressed skepticism about using reserves, calling it slush budgeting. County supervisors are scheduled to hold a public budget hearing on June 1, with a final budget expected to be approved on June 25. /N finally, data on homelessness in San Diego County shows that the number of people becoming homeless in April outpaced those moving into homes. The Regional Task Force on Homelessness reports that 1,116 people became homeless for the first time, highlighting the urgent need for local efforts to significantly increase housing solutions to address the growing homelessness crisis. Luke Spiller, the frontman of the Struts, has released his darkest and most personal song yet, "When I Die Will I Miss Living," marking a significant creative pivot as he steps into his solo career. The new single diverges sharply from the band's signature glam rock swagger, offering a raw, cinematic exploration of self-reflection, fear, nostalgia, and emotional exhaustion. The track is described as less of an anthem and more of a public unraveling, showcasing a vulnerability rarely heard from the high-energy performer. Spiller explained that the inspiration for the song stemmed from a period of intense lyric writing, where he channeled his feelings while reading literature, specifically Billy Collins. This process led to a shift in his musical direction, moving away from party anthems toward a more intimate and psychologically exposed sound. He cited his debut solo album, "Love Will Probably Kill Me Before Cigarettes and Wine," and influences like Lana Del Rey, Scott Walker, Adele, and Gordon Lightfoot as catalysts for this change. Spiller noted that stepping outside the confines of the Struts provided the necessary space to explore more vulnerable material, viewing his songs as a doorway for existing fans to connect with his personal feelings. The experience of having the song featured on Chicago Med Further encouraged him to pursue music independently, affirming that his work has its own path. Looking ahead, Spiller redefined success for his solo journey, emphasizing creation and connection over traditional metrics. He stated that success now is defined by the ability to write something in one's room that thousands can enjoy online, highlighting the potential for his music to be adapted across film and television. Noi Dung Kai Tait. Totó La Momposina, the artist who carried the soul of the Colombian Caribbean to the world, has died at the age of 85. Sonia Bazantavides passed away on May 17 in Celaya, Mexico, surrounded by family. Her passing was confirmed by her children, the Colombian Ministry of Culture, and President Gustavo Petro, who described her as an exalted figure of Caribbean Colombian art and culture. /N born in 1940 in Talegua Nuevo, Bolivar, Totó was steeped in a musical heritage spanning 5 generations, with her family deeply rooted in music. Her grandfather directed a band, her father played percussion, and her mother sang and danced. This legacy culminated in a family group that gained national traction through the Saturday television program /U200 1C Acure las Costeñas /U200 1D, which brought cumbia, bullerang, mapalé, and baile canto into Colombian living rooms. N Totó's education was both academic and deeply immersive. She pursued formal studies at the National University of Colombia and furthered her learning at the Sorbonne in Paris, focusing on music history, performance organization, and choreography. Crucially, she engaged in anthropological fieldwork, traveling the Magdalena River to learn directly from the community singers and drummers who preserved these traditions. /N/N, the international impact of her work was profound. In 1993, her album /U 2018 La Candela Viva /U 2019, released on Peter Gabriel /U 2019's Real World Records, introduced Colombian folk music to a global audience years ahead of the mainstream Latin music boom. Tracks such as /U 2018 La Verdolaga /U 2019, /U 2018 El Pescador /U 2019, and /U 2018 Curer /U 00 E1 /U 0 0 E1 /U 00 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 E1 /U 0 0 E1 /U 00 E1 /U 00 E1 /.